ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। 9th श्लोक। उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं मग्नं संसारवारिधौ योगारूढत्वमासाद्य सम्यक् दर्शननिष्ठया। Liberation cannot be attained by merely wealth. It cannot be attained by performing so many actions. It cannot be attained by only having erudite kind of recitation of scriptures. After knowing and after understanding what is the value of the self-knowledge, means Atmaikya Bodhena, by receiving self-knowledge alone, person can realize his own self. In the 7th and 8th slokas already we have seen, the seeker, he has to approach Mahatma, Sadguru, and he has to receive the knowledge from that Sadguru. He has to lift himself by himself. Means here it is said, Uddhared Atmana Atmanam. From where he has to uplift, it is said, Samsara Sagara. Magnam Samsara Varidho. Yes, Varidhi means ocean. So he has to come out from the ocean of birth and death. Yoga Rudatvam Asadya Samyak Darshana Nishtaya. Having riding or abiding in yoga sthiti, Samyak Darshana Nishtaya. Samyak Darshana, right understanding of the knowledge. So right understanding of the knowledge will lead to moksha sthiti. 10th sloka. To realize the self, that seeker, he has to strive a lot. What are the means? Here it is said, Sanyasya sarvakarmani. Sanyasya sarvakarmani. Bhavabandha vimuktaye. Bhavabandha vimuktaye. Yetyatam panditaidhiraihi. Yetyatam panditaidhiraihi. आत्माभ्यास उपस्थितैः. आत्माभ्यास उपस्थितैः. First we will see word meaning of this sloka. Sanyasya means after renunciation, having renounced. Sanyasya, renunciation, giving up. What has to given up? Sarva karmani. Sarva means all, karmani means actions. How is it possible to any person to give up all kinds of activities? Is it possible practically? So here we have to take the inner meaning. Sarva karmani means all those actions are motivated or prompted by the desires. So, desire prompted actions should be given up. We will see more of it inner meaning afterwards. Bhava bandha vimuktaye. Why he has to renounce all kind of actions? Here it is said, bhava. Bhava means to become. Each and every creature, person always will be having the thought in his mind, he wants to get something more and he wants to become something. He will not be satisfied where he is. I want to be like that. I want to be like this. I want to get that one. After gaining this one, I will be happy. So person one who has taken birth in this life as a, for example, we will take as a gent. That person will be thinking, it's so many problems in this life. Better ladies though, they are very happy. No need to come out and no need to earn money and all those things. Happily they can watching serials and they will be cooking that much only, cleaning and cooking that much, very easy. So in the next life, I will born as late. But from ladies' side, what they will be thinking is, it's a very horrible kind of life. Why Bhagwan has given this birth? In the next life, in the next birth, I want to born as a gent and I want to take revenge also. It's very easy for them. Just they will go out and they will earn money. That's all. But at home, how many things we have to manage? How many problems will be there? Morning till night, go on working. So from their standpoint, they'll be thinking like that. This is one simple example, but each and every person will be having this thought, want to become something. So this is called bhava. Bhava, to become. Bhava, bandha, vimuktaye. This is bondage. Bhava, bandha, vimuktaye means to get liberation from the bondage. From the bondage of birth and death. This bhava means we can take the cycle of birth and death. To get liberation, he has to renounce all kind of actions. Yatyatam panditaihi dhiraihi. Here Shankaracharya ji is saying who has to put forth this kind of effort here. Yatyatam. Yatyatam means may efforts be put forth. Yatna. Prayatna means effort, endeavor. Panditaihi, dhiraihi. Two words used here. Pandita, learned person. Dhira, he has to have courage also. Here, dhira doesn't mean going outside and fighting with someone. Here, dhira means he should have balance of the mind. He should have the braveness to take the step in his life. Having renounced all worldly kind of things, he is going to enter into new field of spirituality. So he has to have that courage and he should have that dhairya to walk in the path of spirituality. That dhairya is required. Dhairya is required. He has to continuously maintain the thought of gaining or attaining liberation. Panditaihi, by the learned. Dhiraihi means those who are steadfast in this path, are wise people by them. Atma abhyasa upastitaihi. Atma abhyasa. Abhyase. Yeah. Atma abhyasa means the practice of rediscovery of the self. Abhyasa means practice again and again, again and again. Here the word is used, Atma abhyasa. Here Atma means it's not self. In fact, there is no need of any practice for the self. Here we have to understand practice is required to make our mind to abide in the self. So again and again we have to bring our mind from the external world. We have to absorb in the self. This is called Atma Abhyasa. Even in Bhagavad Gita also it is said, Shanai Shanai Uparamet. Slowly, slowly we have to withdraw our senses and mind from external world, and we have to abide in the self. We have to do this practice. So Atma Abhyasa. Upastitaihi. Upastitaihi, remaining. Establishing into that one. Upastita means remind. So those who are learned, those who are having courage to walk in this path, those who are steadfast in this path, so they have to renounce all activities and they have to do the practice of making mind absorb in the self. For what? Bhava Bandha Vimuktaye. This is the Anvaya. Anvaya means word meaning will be one thing. Words will be here and there in the sloka, but we have to put together all those things in prose order sentence form. For what they have to do this? Here it is said, Bhava Bandha Vimuktaye. One who wants to get liberation from the all kinds of bondages, from the birth and death cycle, he has to put forth his effort. How can we understand renunciation of the all actions? Just now we have said, here all actions means desire prompted actions. And someone may ask, is it possible for any person to perform action without desire? Again, here we have to understand, desire prompted actions also, if they are prompted because of selfishness, sadhaka, he has to renounce them. We have to fulfill our duties. Kartavya karma should be done. Nitya naimittika karma. Nitya karma, daily duty. Naimittika karma, occasional duty. All these things also should be performed, should be done. Why then here it is said, Shankaracharya is saying he has to renounce all actions. Sannyasya word is used because when our mind is preoccupied with the thoughts of worldly transactions, if person is very busy from morning till night, that person cannot focus on the goal. Even if we take worldly kind of achievement also, if person wants to get success in any field, he has to keep aside so many other actions, then only he can achieve something. If he will be doing all so many kind of actions and he will be putting forth effort for all those things, he can get little bit success here and there only, that's all. But he cannot be satisfied 100% getting success in particular kind of thing. For example, if student wants to get good rank, if he wants to get first rank, at the same time when exams are going on, cricket also is going on, many people, other students, they are watching that cricket, and others also talking about that match is going on for so many days. If that student wants to get good marks in his examinations, he has to spend his time for studies. If he is spending time to watch TV, to watch something else, cricket, etc., if he wants to go outside with friends and if he wants to enjoy, if he will be spending time here and there, and if his mind is occupied with those thoughts, even if person may be sitting at home, putting in front of him that book also, but if his mind is not focused on there, then he cannot get success. So here that's why it is said for spiritual seeker, he should not engage himself in so many activities unnecessarily. Simple example, when one yajna is going on, means the pravachans are going on, that person, he got up early in the morning to do some work, and afterwards also so busy, he met so many people, he has gone to office, and he had so many business transactions also is doing. By the evening, he wants to attend that pravachan also. Directly he came from the office and sitting there. What kind of attitude will be there? What kind of mindset will be there? Bechara, he is interested, in fact. He is interested to receive that knowledge, but those thoughts can't be received immediately by the mind. Please understand our mindset also. This is not what you call outside kind of mission. Of course, this is instrument, Harikara only, but it has its own kind of nature of functioning. Please understand. Try to understand our mind first, because we have to do a lot of work with our mind in this path of spirituality. This is not like outside mission. When we want to put on, it will be on, and when we put off, it's off. Not like that. Because so many times, even though we don't want to entertain the thoughts of other things, but those thoughts will be repeating in our mind. Yes. If person is having something urgent work, that person is listening Brahmajnana. Think what kind of thought will be predominant in his mind. Generally, thought of work will be predominant rather than thought of Brahma Tattva receiving from the pravachan. Yes. So that's why here it is said, spiritual seeker, he has to give up. He has to renounce unnecessary kind of desire prompted actions. Here it is not said, please understand, you should not perform your duty, not like that. Don't be too busy in worldly actions. Divine actions we have to means practices should be done. So to realize the self, we have to pay price. To get anything in this world, we have to pay something. Yes. To get liberation, what price we have to pay, we have to be ready to give our life. Like that. To achieve simple kind of thing, any person wants to become doctor or engineer, how many years he has to study? How many things he has to sacrifice to get success in his own field or profession? So, to get liberation, to get that Brahma Tattva, how much time we have to spend? So, continuous thought flow of spirituality should be maintained. That's why here it is said, yatnatam. That yatna word is very important. That effort should be 100%. Yatnatam. Panditaihi, dhiraihi. Ordinary person cannot. Dhira Purusha. Dhiraihi. Atma Abhyasa, even though that person is having a burning desire to get liberation and he's putting forth effort, but so many times, very often, his mind will not be cooperating. Senses and mind will be all the time extrovert. So that's why Atma Abhyasa is required. We have to bring back our senses and mind again and again. We have to make them abide in the self, observing the self, upasthita. In the next sloka, by performing only actions, person cannot get liberation, but performing actions without desire, those things will help to get liberation, but directly they cannot lead to liberation. What is this thought? It is explained in the next sloka. Clearly, we will see. This is a very important sloka. So many Mahatmas also will be quoting in their pravachans also whenever this context will be there. 11th sloka. Important. See, whenever we are saying important, please put tick mark or star mark something. Okay. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Natu vastupalabdhaye. Natu vastupalabdhaye. Vastu siddhirvicharena. Vastu siddhirvicharena. Na kinchit karma kotibhihi. Na kinchit karma kotibhihi. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. This sloka, what are the limitations of performing action has been given, and what are the right means to realize the self also said. Chittasya means, chitta means mind. Chittasya of the mind. Shashti vibhakti, 6th case. Chittasya shuddhaye. Shuddhaye means for the purification. Shuddhaye karma, action. So action is meant for purification of the mind. Action is meant for purification of the mind. Natu vastupalabdhaye. Na means no. Tu, indeed. But vastu upalabdhaye. Vastu means here, not object. Vastu means vasati iti vastu. That which stays forever. That which remains forever. So vastu means truth. Natu vastu upalabdhaye. Upalabdhi means availability. One meaning. Upalabdhaye means of the attainment. Vastu upalabdhaye, attainment of the truth. Vastu upalabdhaye karma na means by performing action we cannot attain the truth. We cannot attain liberation. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Karma is meant for only purification of the mind, but not directly it is going to give us liberation. It is not going to lead to the goal of liberation. Then how can we attain that supreme state? How can we realize the truth? The next line it is said, Vastu siddhihi vicharena. This sloka is very, very important. We will get a lot of clarity. So many people, they will misunderstand by go on doing so many kinds of activities and even punya karmas also, even so many kinds of practices, sadhanas also. Seekers, they may be thinking by all these things, one day we will realize the self. Please understand, it's not possible. Vastu siddhir vicharena. Please underline this one. Vastu, truth. Siddhihi, it can be attained. It can be realized. The attainment of truth. Vicharena. Vicharena, inquiry, by inquiry. One meaning. Another meaning is Vicharena means by discriminative analysis. Through the discriminative analysis, by proper inquiry only, we can attain the truth. This thought is clear, no? Vastu siddhihi vicharena. What is this vichara? What is this inquiry? Means, who am I? What is this world? Who is God? From where I have come? After death, what will happen? Where we will go? What is the nature of the objects? What is the nature of the relationships? What is the nature of entire this world? What is the creation? Really, is it there or not? What is the bondage? What is the liberation? In fact, who am I? In front of my eyes, so many things are happening. All these things are real or not? So these kind of questions will lead to the inquiry of the truth. So when we will be listening from the master, whatever said in the scriptures, Shastra, see again this vichara should be pramana purvaka vichara. Please note this one also. This vichara should not be on our own. We will think something and we will be convinced, okay, this is the truth. And we will be having conviction also. Yes, I got that self-realization like that. Please don't understand like that. Here it is said, vichara also should be pramana purvaka. Pramana means right means. Pramana, proper means of knowledge. Whatever we are doing, that inquiry, it should be based on Shastra Vakya. Today's subject is a little bit serious. Is it okay? Or you want to joke? No? Please try to understand. This thought is very important for spiritual seeker. So, Vastu Siddhir Vicharena means this Vichara also should be proper. Many people, how many, even seekers, they want to get liberation, but they will hear something here, they will listen something there and here, and they will be thinking something, and they will be having their own thoughts in their mind, and they will come to conclusion, and they will think, yes, we got that liberation, or because of this one day we will get liberation. No, not like that. Whatever we are receiving, this knowledge should be proper. That's why Guru Parampara is very important. And whatever we are thinking also, that thinking process also should be based on pramana. We should not deviate from the thoughts of scriptures. Sadhguru is so compassionate. He is not only guiding us from outside, he is within us. He is guiding from within also. Whenever we will be thinking, when we have that Guru Mahatma's grace, blessings, our thoughts will not go here and there. Inside they will be guiding, no, this is not right way of thinking, this is right way of thinking. In fact, in all of us, that inner voice is there. Bhagavan himself is there. Sadguru Swarupa. So, pramana purvaka vicharana should be done. Then only we can realize the self. Vastu siddhir vicharena. Next word is, next sentence is very powerful, very strong. Shankaracharya ji is saying, na kinchit karma koti bihi. Na kinchit karma koti bihi. Kinchit means in the least also. Even we cannot, what you call, get the smell of the truth, we can say. Karma koti bihi. Not one or two actions. In one or two lives, one or two births. In so many births, how many crores and crores of actions you will be go on doing and performing. Even sattvic activities also. Please understand here, actions means not only what we are doing in our day-to-day life, but whatever we are practicing, all sadhanas also. Here it is not criticizing all those sadhanas. Please understand, karma yoga has its role in seeker's life to purify his mind. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Very clear. Natu vastu upalabdhaye. For the purification of the mind, karma is useful. It will help. Natu vastu upalabdhaye. Not to attain the truth. Vastu siddhir vicharena. That truth can be realized only by the inquiry. That's why knowledge is required. How many hours we are doing japa, how many hours we are doing puja, how many temples we are visiting, how many sattvic activities, punya karmas we are doing, and how much charity we are giving. All those things are also meant for purification of the mind, purification of the wealth, to get concentration of the mind, but not to realize the truth. All these things will help us definitely when we inquire into the truth. That's why so many great erudite scholars also, they cannot understand this truth. They are having that knowledge, but not experienced. This is the cause. Years together, people will be go on doing so many sadhanas, Raja Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Karma Yoga, so many things. They may be getting so many siddhis also, showing miracles, all those things also, but not attaining that. Why? Because here it is said, Vastu siddhir vicharena jnana is required, vichara is required, na kinchit karma koti bhi. Shankaracharya is emphasizing this one. You may perform crores and crores of actions. Because of all those things, you may get Indra post or Brahma post, but not Brahma Tattva. I hope it is very clear. Please try to remember these thoughts. Chittasya shuddhaye karma natu vastu palabdhaye vastu siddhir vicharena nakinchit karma koti bhihi. In dark house, one person arranged 4 people to remove the darkness from that house. He has given broomsticks and so many other instruments also. But all of them, they went inside of the dark room and they are go on sweeping, and they are trying their level best using all instruments to remove the darkness from that dark room. Sweating a lot, but when little bit also it's not moving. What darkness? Andhakara. Then one wise person, he came to that house and he asked, this is so much noise, so much sound is there. What is happening? That owner of that house, he said, no, it's our very big house, very ancient house. So in that room, so much darkness is there. We kept a few things in that one. We are unable to see now. That's why I have sent few people. They are trying to remove the darkness. Then we will go and see the objects we can get. That wise person, he said, this is what kind of thought it is. Darkness cannot be removed by broomsticks or other objects, other instruments. He asked for one lamp, one diya. Then he has taken that lamp into that dark room, lighting the lamp. Because of that lighting, darkness disappeared. All these foolish people, they surprised. For hours together we are trying to remove this darkness, but it's not going at all. You came and you put a little bit light and it's gone. This is simple example for our understanding we are saying. In fact, such kind of foolish people will not be there. Yes? In that example we are seeing like that, but in fact all of us, we are like that only. We are in such kind of condition, in such kind of position. Because of that Maya, because of that ignorance, what we are doing in so many births, so many lives, we are doing same kind of thing what those foolish kind of people are doing. They wanted to remove that darkness. We are also trying to remove that ignorance, because by performing so many actions and by so many sadhanas, other kind of sadhanas, but impossible. So wise person will give right direction. We have to follow that. Here it is said, Vastu Siddhir Vicharena. In the example, the darkness can be removed by light. So ignorance can be removed by knowledge, not by anything else. Next sloka. Samyak vicharata siddha. Samyak vicharata siddha. Rajjutatvavadharana. Rajjutatvavadharana. Bhrantyodita mahasarpa. Bhrantyodita mahasarpa. Bhayadukhavinashini. Bhayadukhavinashini. Samyak vicharataha. By steady and balanced right thinking. Samyak means well, good, right. These meanings are possible of this word samyak. Samyak vicharataha. Vicharana means thinking, right thinking. By steady and right thinking. Siddha. Siddha means is gained. What can be gained? Atmasvarupa Sthiti. Here one example has been used. It's a very famous example in Vedanta. All of you might have heard. Rajju Sarpa Drustanta. Drustanta means example. Rajju Tattva Avadharana. Bhrantyodita Mahasarpa. Rajju means rope. Rajju Tattva Avadharana. Avadharana means determination, ascertainment. Yes, this is rope. The ascertainment of the reality of the rope. Bhranti Udita Mahasarpa Bhaya Dukkha Vinashini. This is one word. Bhranti means delusion. Udita means rising, caused by the delusion. Bhranti Udita Mahasarpa, the great serpent, snake. Mahasarpa. Bhaya, fear. Dukkha, sorrow. Vinashini, destroyer. What is the meaning? The destroyer of the delusion created horrible snake, fear and sorrow. One person, he is walking on the road. Suddenly he stepped on something and he felt something has touched his feet. And in that darkness, there is no proper light. It's night time. So something is lying there. He thought, seeing that shape of that one, it's one snake, serpent. In his mind, so much fear is there. So he thought himself, it's already, he stepped on that one and that snake also is bite him. Because of that snake biting, he was feeling that poison also is entering into his body. And he started shouting and screaming, please come and protect me, please come and save me. A few people, those who are around, they have gathered there and asked this, what happened, what happened? He said, no, it's snake is there, it's bitten by that snake. He was completely absorbed in the thought, already it's a snake is there, and he could not even see exactly what is there. Then in that crowd, most of the people, they also immediately came to conclusion. They also did not observe that one exactly what is there. They are trying to save that person. So where it is, some people are saying is a call, doctor, call ambulance, like that. And one intelligent person, he started seeing exactly what it is. He has thrown light upon that, and he has seen it's not snake, it's a rope. One rope just lying down there. Then that person came to near to this person and he said, where poison? It's entering into my body. It came up to this one, this limb you're saying. There is no snake at all. Yes, what are you talking? So don't joke in this time, in this dangerous time. That person said, first you have to see properly what it is there. Then you can speak. Then he has taken that person near to that one and shown that what it is. Then he saw that one. Yes, this is not snake, this is rope only. When the thought entered into his mind, immediately whatever fear, sorrow, sadness, all these were just disappeared. All these thoughts. Sarpa Tattva Avadharana, that ascertainment of that rope, it's removed the fear and sorrow of the serpent, snake. In the same way, when seeker, sadhaka, he understood, he realized the true nature of the self, the fear and sorrow of the world will disappear. In other terms, Vedantic terms, if we want to say, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. In Drustanta, Rajju Satyam Sarpa Mithya. Rope alone is real. Snake is not real. Appeared as the rope, but it's not rope. How he realized that? Because of knowing the truth. In the same way, by knowledge of the self, by proper inquiry, we will get moksha. We will realize the truth, not by any other means. Even doctor will come there, ambulance will come there, and they will bring so many kinds of medicines and so many things they can do. But all those things cannot save that person. They cannot remove the fear and sorrow from his mind. He has to know, first of all, nothing happened to him. There is no snake at all. Wonderful thought. So try to remember this example, wonderful example. Rope and snake. Rajju, Sarpa, Nyaya. Tomorrow we will see more of it. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. ఈరోజు వివేక చూడమనిలో మనం చెప్పుకున్నటువంటి అంశము, సద్గురువు నుండి ఆత్మజ్ఞానాన్ని పొందినటువంటి సాధకుడు తనని తాను ఉద్ధరించుకోవడానికి సంపూర్ణ ప్రయత్నము చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఉద్ధరేదాత్మన ఆత్మానం. సంసార బంధనము నుండి విడిపడాల్సి ఉంటుంది. భవబంధ విముక్తయి, ఈ బంధనం నుండి, కర్మబంధనం నుండి విముక్తిని పొందటానికి బాహ్యమైనటువంటి స్వార్థంతో కూడినటువంటి కర్మలని వదిలేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ సర్వకర్మాని, అన్ని రకాల కర్మలని వదిలేయాలి అని చెప్పున్నారు. ఇక్కడ అన్ని రకాల కర్మలు అంటే అంతరార్థంలో ఎటువంటి కర్మలైతే మనకి సహకరించకుండా ఉంటాయో, దేనికోసం అంటే భగవతత్వాన్ని పొందటానికి, మోక్షం పొందటానికి అనుకూలంగా లేనటువంటి కర్మలు, స్వార్థపూరితమైనటువంటి కర్మలు, చెడు కర్మలు, ఇంకా చెప్పాలంటే ప్రొహిబిటెడ్ యాక్షన్స్, నిషిద్ధ కర్మలు, అవన్నీ కూడా వదిలిపెట్టాల్సి ఉంటుంది. యత్నత పండితై ధీరై, పండితులైనటువంటి వారు, ధీరులైనటువంటి వారు, ఇక్కడ వివేకవంతులైనటువంటి వారు, ఈ ఆధ్యాత్మిక మార్గములో నడవటానికి శక్తి కలిగి ఉన్నటువంటి వాళ్ళు సంపూర్ణమైనటువంటి ప్రయత్నము చేస్తూ ఆత్మ అభ్యాసము ద్వారా, ఆత్మ అభ్యాసము అంటే మనస్సుని ఆత్మయందు నిలిపి ఉంచటము, ఎప్పుడూ బాహ్యంగా వెళ్తూ ఉండేటువంటి ఇంద్రియాలని, మనస్సుని వెనక్కి మరల్చి మనస్సుని నిరంతరము ఆత్మయందు లగ్నం చేయడానికి సంపూర్ణ ప్రయత్నము చేయవలసి ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకోసం ఈ ప్రయత్నము అంటే భవబంధ విముక్తయే, భవబంధనము నుండి విముక్తిని పొందటానికి. భవ అంటే ఎప్పుడు ఇంకొకటి కావాలి అని కోరుకోవడం, ఇంకోలా ఉండాలి అని అనుకోవటము. జనన మరణ చక్రము, దీని నుంచి బయటపడడం కోసము సాధకుడు ఆత్మ అభ్యాసం చేయాలని చెప్పున్నారు. దీని తర్వాత శ్లోకంలో చాలా ముఖ్యమైన అంశం చెప్పున్నారు. ఆత్మతత్వాన్ని పొందటానికి, మోక్షాన్ని పొందటానికి సరి అయిన సాధన ఏంటి? రైట్ మీన్స్ కర్మ ఏ వరకు, ఎంతవరకు మనకి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అంటే చిత్తస్య శుద్ధయే కర్మ, మన మనస్సుని శుద్ధం చెయ్యటానికి కర్మ ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. కర్మయోగము, నిష్కామ కర్మయోగము. నిష్కామ అంటే ఏ విధమైనటువంటి కోరికలు లేకుండా కర్మలు చేస్తూ ఉన్నా అవన్నీ కూడా దేనికోసం ఉపయోగపడతాయి అంటే అంతఃకరణ శుద్ధి కోసం ఉపయోగపడతాయి. నతు వస్తువుపలబ్ధయే, వస్తువు అంటే ఇక్కడ సత్యం, ట్రూత్. సత్యాన్ని కర్మల ద్వారా మనము పొందలేము, ఎందుకంటే కర్మలకి చాలా పరిమితులు అన్నటువంటి ఉన్నాయి. కర్మ ఫలితము అశాశ్వతం, మోక్షము శాశ్వతం. అశాశ్వతమైనటువంటి కర్మ ఫలితంతో శాశ్వతమైనటువంటి మోక్ష స్థితిని పొందే అవకాశము లేదు. మరి మోక్ష స్థితిని ఎలా పొందొచ్చు, సత్యాన్ని ఎలా తెలుసుకోవచ్చు అని అంటే వస్తు సిద్ధి విచారేణ, సరి అయినటువంటి విచారణ చెయ్యడము ద్వారా, తాత్వికమైనటువంటి విచారణ చెయ్యడం ద్వారా జీవుడెవరు, ఈశ్వరుడెవరు, ఈ జగత్తు ఏంటి, వీటన్నింటి మధ్య ఉన్నటువంటి సంబంధం ఏంటి, మన పుట్టుక ఎలా వచ్చింది, చనిపోయిన తర్వాత ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నాము, ఈ తత్వం ఏంటి, అసలు నేనెవరు అన్నటువంటిది తాత్విక విచారణ చేయడం ద్వారా, ఆ విచారణ కూడా ప్రమాణపూర్వకంగా ఉండాలి. అంటే శాస్త్రాలలో చెప్పినటువంటివి, గురువులు చెప్పినటువంటి వాటి మీద ఆధారపడి విచారణ అన్నటువంటిది జరగాలి. కానీ సొంతంగా మనముగా ఆలోచిస్తూ నేను ఇంకా మోక్షాన్ని పొందేశాను అని అనుకోకూడదు. ఇదే సత్యము అన్నటువంటి భావన మనకి కలగకూడదు. వస్తు సిద్ధి విచారేణ నా కించిత్ కర్మ కోటివి, ఎన్ని కోట్ల జన్మల్లో ఎన్ని కోట్ల కర్మలు చేస్తూ ఉన్నా, అవి సాత్వికమైన కర్మలైనా, పుణ్యకర్మలైనా, దాన కర్మలైనా, ఏవైనా కూడా అవన్నీ కూడా చిత్తశుద్ధి కోసం ఉపయోగపడతాయే కానీ ఆత్మతత్వాన్ని పొందింప చెయ్యలేవు, మోక్షాన్ని ఇవ్వలేవు. అలానే అవన్నీ చేయడం మానేద్దామంటే కాదు, చిత్తశుద్ధి లేకుండా జ్ఞానము పొందలేము. కాబట్టి కర్మలకి ఉన్నటువంటి పరిమితత్వాన్ని తెలుసుకొని చిత్తశుద్ధి కోసం కర్మలు చేస్తూ మోక్షం పొందడం కోసం ఆత్మ జ్ఞానాన్ని పొందాల్సి ఉంటుంది. విచారణ అన్నటువంటిది చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. దీనికి ఉదాహరణ చెప్పుకున్నాము. ఒక వ్యక్తి వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఒక గదిలో చీకటి ఉంటే దాన్ని తొలగించడానికి అనేక చీపుర్లు, అనేక వస్తువులు అన్ని ఇచ్చి పంపించాడనమాట. ఆ చీకటిని తొలగించమని. కొంతమంది వ్యక్తులంతా వెళ్ళి ఆ పని చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి ఒక తెలివైనటువంటి వ్యక్తి, వివేకవంతుడైనటువంటి వ్యక్తి వచ్చి ఏది శబ్దం అంతా ఏదో వస్తుంది, ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే ఈ విధంగా గదిలో ఉన్నటువంటి చీకటిని తొలగించమని ఇలా చెప్పున్నానంటే ఆయన నవ్వి, అయ్యా గదిలో చీకటి చీపుర్లతో తోస్తే పోదు అనేసి ఒక చిరు దీపాన్ని వెలిగించి అక్కడికి తీసుకువెళ్తారు. ఇదే విధంగా అజ్ఞానము అనేటువంటి అంధకారము జ్ఞానము అనేటువంటి జ్యోతి వెలుగు ద్వారానే తొలగింపబడుతుంది. ఏ విధంగా అయితే చీకటి వెలుతురు ద్వారా తొలగిపోతుందో అదే విధంగా మనలో ఉన్న అజ్ఞానము జ్ఞానము ద్వారానే, విచారణ ద్వారానే తొలగిపోతుంది. వస్తు సిద్ధి విచారేణ, వస్తు సత్యం అన్నటువంటిది విచారణ ద్వారా పొందబడుతుంది అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఇందాక చెప్పుకున్నటువంటి చివరి శ్లోకంలో సమ్యక్ విచారత, సరి అయినటువంటి విచారణ ద్వారా మోక్ష స్థితిని పొందవచ్చు. ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసి తాడు పాము. పామును చూసి పామును చూసి ఏమనుకున్నారు? రజ్జు. తాడనుకుని అంతేనా? అందరు తల ఊపుతున్నారు, ఎవరు ఇట్లా అనడం లేదు. తాడును చూసి పాము అనుకున్నారా? పామును చూసి ఏమనుకున్నారు? ఈ రెండు కన్ఫ్యూజన్ చూడండి ఒకసారి. ఎవరికి వాళ్ళు కొంతమంది రాసుకుంటున్నారు, కొంతమంది సీరియస్ గా వింటున్నట్లు ఉన్నారు. కానీ ఉన్నదేంటి లేనిదేంటి? అక్కడ ఉన్నది పామా తాడా? ఓకే, పాము కదా. ఓకే, తాడు కరెక్టా? తాడుని చూసి పాము అనుకొని దాని మీద కాలు పెట్టినప్పుడు అది కుట్టింది అనుకొని విషం కూడా ఎక్కుతుంది అనుకునేసి భయపడుతున్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి అక్కడ ఉన్నది పాము కాదు తాడు అని తెలియపరిచినట్లయితే అతనిలో ఉన్నటువంటి భయము దుఃఖము తొలగిపోతాయి. అదే విధంగా బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జగన్మిథ్య, ఉన్నది సత్య స్వరూపము. ఈ కనిపించే నామరూపాత్మకమైనటువంటిదంతా కూడా మిథ్యాస్వరూపము అన్నది ఎలా తెలుస్తుందంటే విచారణ ద్వారా, సమ్యక్ విచారణ ద్వారా తెలిసినప్పుడు ఆ భయము శోకము అన్నటువంటివి తొలగిపోబడతాయని చెప్పున్నారు. సో ఈరోజు చెప్పుకున్న ముఖ్యమైన అంశాలు: కేవలం కర్మ ద్వారానే మోక్షం లభించదు. కర్మ దేనికోసము అంటే చిత్తశుద్ధి కోసం. ఇంకొకటి రజ్జు సర్ప న్యాయం. లేనిది ఉన్నట్లుగా భావించి ఉన్నది లేనట్లుగా భావించడం వల్ల భయము దుఃఖము కలుగుతాయి. ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్లుగా తెలుసుకున్నప్పుడు ఆనందం కలుగుతుంది. ఈవెన్ ప్రాపంచిక విషయాల్లో కూడా, సంబంధ బాంధవ్యాల్లో కూడా ఇది వర్తిస్తుంది. లేనిది ఉన్నట్లుగా, ఉన్నది లేనట్లుగా అనుకొని ఎంతమంది ఎన్ని బాధలు పడుతూ ఉంటారు. కాబట్టి ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్లుగా తెలుసుకుంటే అందరూ ఆనందంగా ఉండొచ్చు. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.